I want to TWT schedule making some relax, too tight, and then Dojo system please change it. 3 point. I spending a lot of money with my team. They got a 3 point. Dojo system change we need.
So I think most people are going to say this, but the number one thing that needs to be looked at is dojos. Dojos were introduced in 2019 as a way to build up local communities, but there is a lot of potential for exploitation of the dojo system. So we need to see a way for it to be able to get to be safeguarded from cheating and that type of stuff. I think I personally would have changed a couple of things from the finals format last year. That would have been really good this year, but they've changed the format again, so that's not going to matter anymore. But if we're going to keep this format going into next year, you have to look at dojos, either reduce the number of points that not by a lot, but reduce the number of points that dojos give. 600 might be too much. Actually, I think it is too much. But also put in some safeguards to allow people to have to play fair. Because right now, I feel like I know for a fact, I just know there has not been a lot of fair play when it comes to dojos, man. So hopefully that's something that they can look into for the future. About the Tekken World Tour is force TOs to have paid entry. Because if we have free entry tournaments, we've seen how many DQs there are, and it's very disruptive to the tournament. And we see sometimes people get really easy paths because they expected people to turn up and they didn't turn up. They didn't say anything. They just signed up because it's free. They didn't turn up. And then, the paths completely got messed up. We had like the best players in one half of the bracket, and then the other half was just completely free. So we need to make it, even if it's $1, make it so that you have to pay to enter. So it's not just easy, like click, 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 and then that's it, That was also fixed a lot of problems that we had this year of a lot of DQs.
I think the regional system needs to be improved a lot because it can be unfair sometimes. And I think they should maybe do something like to Street Fighter League or esports World Cup, where it's spots better than points, something similar and fair to all the players. So yeah, I think it does need some changes. I don't know exactly how, but it does need some changes.
टेकन वर्ल्ड टूर इम्प्रूव मतलब प्राइस पूल ज़्यादा होना चाहिए, क्योंकि टेकन वर्ल्ड टूर से जो पहले हाइप होती थी टेकन वर्ल्ड टूर की, अब उस तरह की नहीं है. मतलब जैसे कि EWC की है, हर प्लेयर चाहता है कि EWC में क्वालिफाई करे और EWC खेले. तो इस तरह मैं कहता हूँ कि ये टेकन वर्ल्ड टूर में भी प्राइस पूल ज़्यादा होना चाहिए. और दूसरा मैं ये कहूँगा कि डोजो हर रीजन में 2 प्लेयर्स होने चाहिए क्वालिफाई, ताकि फर्स्ट सेकंड प्लेयर के साथ ज़्यादती ना हो और उसको भी चांस मिलना चाहिए Tekken World Tour खेलने का.
Helping Tekken World Tour, I would say certain dojos should have a max limit of certain points, just so it doesn't really, push out people who's been traveling. I understand that it's, it's giving people opportunity to join the event more, but also at the same time, it's also affecting people who's been traveling for World Tour, so they have been traveling to, not be qualified for top 20. And also, I would say maybe spread out the events so they don't really stack up on the same weekend. It's quite hard to watch 2 tournaments and not really know which one. It's kind of splitting the viewer base, I would say. Because I think back in the days when Tekken World Tour started, it was only like 1 event per weekend or something. And I don't know, the viewership seems more together. But now it just feels a bit split. Like some people would not watch a certain challenger just because there's a bigger challenger name that's on the spot. That's why.
So for Tekken World Tour, I think that the system is pretty okay right now. I would like to see more emphasis on the regional qualifiers. I think that it's a really great opportunity, and not enough people take advantage of the fact that they can qualify through their region. And I think I'd like to see more push for that in the future.
そうですね、TWT には改善が必要だと思います。正直、同情ポイント、そんな必要ですかね。やっぱり海外で頑張ってる僕からすると、ちょっと同情ポイントっていうのは難しい。もうちょっとなんかあってもいいんじゃないかなとは思ってます。
自分も改善はあった方がいいと思って、その同情とかの件もそうですし、優勝者の人が ファイナル出れるとかになっても面白いと思いますし、まああとさっき何て言おうとしたかな、もう一つあったんだけど、賞金とかを先に発表してくれたら嬉しいなって思います。ちょっと告知が全然ないんで。
Yeah, I mean, I feel like Spike just took all the words out of my mouth there. I feel like dojos is the most important thing to be looked into right now. There's a lot of situations where unfair, advantages have been taken, and I feel like a lot of people are definitely exploiting the dojo system, and that needs to be looked into. But yeah, I mean, like I said, Spike took all the words out of my mouth. Dojo systems need to be adjusted, and hopefully we can see some sort of change in the next Tekken World Tour.
TWT जो इवेंट है ना, तो इसका मेरे ख्याल प्राइस जो है ना बड़ा कम है, क्योंकि ये काफ़ी ज़्यादा मुश्किल इवेंट है. इसके अंदर क्वालिफाई करने के लिए आपको बहुत ज़्यादा ट्रैवल करना पड़ता है. तो इसका प्राइस मेरा ख्याल है $1 मिलियन तो कम से कम होना ही चाहिए, क्योंकि प्लेयर इसको जीते तो उसको पता तो चले भाई कि कोई प्राइज़ भी जीते, किसी को बताने काबिल तो हो भाई मैं $1 मिलियन इतना प्राइज़ जीता हूँ, क्योंकि मुश्किल बड़ा है ये. अगर हम रीजन से भी क्वालिफाई करते हैं तो काफ़ी मुश्किल है. अब पाकिस्तान, कोरिया, इन मुल्कों से भी क्वालिफाई करना काफ़ी मुश्किल हो गया है. तो पाकिस्तानियों के लिए तो वैसे ही बड़ा मुश्किल है, हमें वीज़ा भी नहीं मिलता. तो ये भी एक बड़ी बात. अगर क्वालिफाई हो भी जाते हैं तो कोई प्राइज़ तो अच्छा हो, क्योंकि वो TWT है, बहुत बड़ा इवेंट है. टेकन का मेरा ख्याल है बहुत बड़ा इवेंट है. अब तो EWC है, उससे पहले यही था, वर्ल्ड चैम्पियन ही बंदा बनता है उसको जीत के.
I think TWT at the moment is in a good place, but if I would change one thing, maybe increase the prize pools for the finals so everyone gets motivated to actually travel more, because I know EWC is there, so it's hard for the players to choose between EWC and TWT. So if they increase the prize pool, I think it would be in a better place.
TWT का भी सेम ही मसला है, उसका भी प्राइस मनी ज़्यादा होना चाहिए. बस यही चीज़.
I just want to say, yeah, dojos are completely fine. Let's keep them up, guys. 10 double KO, 96 dojo always. You know how we do it, baby, in London. All right, I think genuinely what needs changing is the seeding. I think the way seeding is done in Challenger and Master events is bad because we just keep on seeing the same matchups. So we see this guy play Harvestonville. We see JoKa play Knee all the time. And it's becoming really boring. And I don't think it's consistent, because if this is a world tour, the local TOs know who's actually good and why these certain players shouldn't play against each other too early. And we've been seeing that way too much. So I think personally, change the seeding how it was before. It was much more better and it's much more reasonable. So I'd say change the seeding. It's actually not, I don't agree with it this year.
The Tekken World Tour has given players around the world opportunities to show their skill, potentially even get picked up from high performances and, give them a career, give them an opportunity to follow their passion. But as always, there's always ways to improve. And I know the Tekken team and the teams involved are working and trying to, get better every year. So I'm keen to see how it keeps going, refining dojo systems, refining point systems. One of the greatest things is the diversity and representation from different regions, and I want to see more expansion on that, and I know they're going to keep working on it, so I'm looking forward to seeing all of that.
टेकन वर्ल्ड टूर इस तरह इम्प्रूव करना चाहिए कि ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा टूर्नामेंट्स एशिया में भी हों कि बंदा इजी जा सके, ट्रैवल कर सके. लाइक एज अ पाकिस्तानी हमारे लिए मुश्किल होता है, और प्राइज़ मनी ज़्यादा आना चाहिए.
TWT のルール的には僕はオフシーズンがあんまり好きじゃないんで、年に2回開催してほしいと思ってますね。追加してほしいルールがあるとすれば、一人のプレイヤーがいっぱい大会回れるわけじゃないんで、優勝したらもうグローバル確定とかそういうルールが欲しいです。
I think TWT need, it's my personal opinion by the way, I think they need to change the dates that they release the rules. Because if they release the rules at the beginning of the season, every player can have their own annual plan for the whole season. However, if they release the rule beside middle of the season, it makes so many confusion. It makes that they need to change all game plans, all tournament plans. They need to travel. So I think, if they make if they release the rule really early at the season, that's gonna be really helpful for pro players to travel on the world for sure.
सबसे पहली चीज़ जो टेकन वर्ल्ड टूर की वो चेंज होनी चाहिए कि इसके टूर्नामेंट के प्राइजेस जो हैं वो ज़्यादा होने चाहिए, क्योंकि अगर आप किसी टीम के स्पॉन्सर्ड प्लेयर हैं तो टीम इतने पैसे खर्च करके आपको बेचती है, और अगर आप जीतते भी हैं, जैसे ईवो भी आप जीतते हैं, तो उसमें टीम का भी खर्चा पूरा नहीं होता और हमें भी इतना फ़ायदा नहीं होता सारे कट वगैरह दे के। तो सबसे पहली चीज़ ये है कि प्राइस अच्छा होना चाहिए TWT का, पूरे का, और TWT फाइनल्स का स्पेशली, क्योंकि आपने सारा साल मेहनत की होती है और एंड पे जाके अगर आप मिसाल हैं कि टॉप 16 में भी आउट हो जाते हैं तो $3000 ये मतलब बिल्कुल एक फ़जूल तरीन प्राइस है एक प्लेयर के लिए। और दूसरी चीज़ ये है कि जो डोजोज़ हैं उनके इतने ज़्यादा पॉइंट्स नहीं होने चाहिए मेरे ख्याल से। उनका इम्पैक्ट जो है वो बहुत ज़्यादा पड़ जाता है एक प्लेयर के ऊपर जब वो ग्लोबल के लिए जाता है खेलने या कोई इस तरह का मौका आता है क्वालिफाई करने का। उसके पॉइंट्स रीजन के मैक्सिमम जो है वो जीतने पे 100 पॉइंट्स होने चाहिए, ताकि जो रीजन में खेल रहे हैं उनके लिए तो टूर्नामेंट तो मुश्किल है ही, चाहे 150 पॉइंट हो 100 उन्होंने तो उस हिसाब से क्वालिफाई हो ही जाना है, लेकिन जो उसका इम्पैक्ट ग्लोबल पे पड़ता है वो बहुत ज़्यादा है, जो है ना वो इम्पैक्ट पड़ता है। तो बस ये दो चीज़ें हैं।
That's literally everything.
Say that then.
Yeah, so I just want to go over the points that Spike can go say mid about the dojos, because I feel like that's my biggest complaint as well. Because, you know, as someone who's trying to compete, trying to get points for the Tekken World Tour, just seeing that other players in the race, like doing unfair play with dojos, you know, exploiting the numbers and so on. So I feel like that's something I don't really like, and definitely the dojo system should be looked into more. Even just have someone in person to verify the numbers, or reduce the number of spots maybe from 4 to 2, so whoever has a lot of dojo points don't necessarily have that massive advantage over the traveling players. But at the same time, I do see the integrity of going out to support locals, but I feel like having 2 slots is more than enough to do that.
About the TWT this year, even this is really sucks, because they annoyance the rule, even like I don't know when was that exactly, October, about the regional part. They said suddenly regional and global they gonna go top 16 same winner side. We didn't know about the rule even during the tournament. This is just super unfair part, I think. Here all player traveling whole world and we are earning that point. Honestly, I just quit the TWT after EWC because I saw that rule. I was like, this is just unfair, and they also lost the value about this whole year's tournament. Compared to EWC, this is anything is better, and there is no part better than EWC. This tournament, they just lost their value themselves. Dojo system, that's really fucking problem, I think. Can I use bucking? Dojo system, I think just regional part that exists is okay, because there are so many players like they cannot get a chance to go to big tournament. But about the global dojo slot is too much. Like both slot, that's too much, and that part is too much for the moving the point. Even for me, I just restarted my TWT just 1 month, and I earned the 900 point. But another player already have so many dojo points for global. This is really just weird. Even in Korea or another country, like for example, Korea, we don't have a dojo, but another country, they are doing some cheating. 16 people, but they make like 96 people and make more point. Kind of that cheating is still exists. So there are so many actually problem about the dojo, and also global, regional, the rule. There is no value. Even they lost to EWC money and also tournament value. That's what I'm thinking.
뭐 이미 꼬꼬마가 어느 정도 다 얘기한 것 같은데, 도조 시스템에 사실 남코도 지금 이 부분을 인식하고 있을 거고, 뭐 사실 이제 이쪽에서 원했던 원래 이제 의도와는 좀 다르게 진행되고 있는 상황인데, 그럴 것 같으면은 차라리 그냥 제 개인적으로 생각인데, 이거를 차별화를 두고 아니면 형평성을 제대로 못 잡는다 그러면은 차라리 도조 시스템이 없어지는 게 낫지 않을까라는 생각을 합니다.
TWT के लिए मुझे लगता है कि सारे पॉइंट ना काउंट होने चाहिए। आप जितने मर्जी इवेंट खेलो, आपके पॉइंट जो है ना वो काउंट होने चाहिए। ये नहीं है कि आप सिर्फ 2 मास्टर ही खेल सकते हो, सिर्फ 1 मास्टर प्लस खेल सकते हो, क्योंकि पाकिस्तानियों के लिए वीज़ा इश्यूज होते हैं। हम कुछ इवेंट्स में जा सकते हैं, हर इवेंट में नहीं जा सकते। तो हम अगर किसी एक मास्टर प्लस में, मास्टर इवेंट में अगर आपके पॉइंट हैं तो दूसरे मास्टर में आपके वो कट हो जाते हैं। तो ये एक मसला है कि आपको टोटल पॉइंट्स होने चाहिए कि आप जितने मर्जी हर कोई खेले और जितने जीत सकते हो जीतो, और आपके एंड पे पॉइंट गिने जाएं और वो क्वालिफाई हो।
टेकन वर्ल्ड टूर मुझे जहाँ तक लगता है कि इनको इम्प्रूव करना चाहिए। सबसे पहले जो है ना मेरे ख्याल में, क्योंकि हम तो पाकिस्तानी प्लेयर्स हैं, जितने भी पाकिस्तान वो तो यही चाहेंगे भाई मिडल ईस्ट साइड पे होना चाहिए टूर्नामेंट। सबसे पहली बात तो ये है, क्योंकि हमारे वीज़े आसान है, तो ताकि हर कोई पाकिस्तानी अटेंड करे। और दूसरी चीज़, उसके अंदर प्राइस पूल जो है ना वो काफ़ी अच्छा करना चाहिए उनको, क्योंकि मैं जब भी देखता हूँ EWC, तो ज़ाहिर बात हर बंदा जानता है EWC का प्राइस इतना बड़ा है कि जब भी EWC, हालांकि जब उस EWC के अंदर जब हम हारते हैं ना तो बड़ा ही दुख होता है। ज़ाहिर बात एक प्राइस भी है और टीम बड़ी मैटर करती है इस चीज़ के। तो अब मेरे ख्याल में यही है कि उसके अंदर प्राइस अच्छा होना चाहिए, और उसके अलावा जो है ना टूर्नामेंट जो है ना वो भी मिडल ईस्ट साइड पे होना चाहिए।
I think for Tekken World Tour, I want some, more prize money is for sure, everyone. Like, prize money is like $3,000 for master event winner, but sometimes you feel like the flight is like $4,000. That's pretty feeling hard, hard to competition for who starts this game, who won't become pro player this game. I think the pro scene, like competition scene, is very important for that game. But this game, not just for now, I think not kind for the newbie, new starter. So that's only what I want change.